Good morning, sir.
Last class, yesterday, we have taken objects, definition, and working of different parts of sizing machine and different techniques used in sizing. So we will revise it a little bit fast, and then we will proceed further. So sizing is a process in which warp threads are impregnated in starch paste to provide it additional temporary strength and to improve the abrasion resistance. So finally, it helps in increasing weavability of sheet of warp threads. And for this purpose, we are impregnating this warp sheet, parallel warp sheet in a parallel formation through the size box, which is containing sizing ingredients in a required proportion. So here we have taken basic objects, main objects of sizing. It is impart additional temporary strength and to increase the abrasion resistance. Then we have taken different sizing ingredients, their functions and their examples. First is adhesive, second one softeners, third antiseptic agents, antistatic agents, anti-foaming agents, brightening agents, deliquescents, wetting agents, and weighing agents. Then we have taken three techniques of sizing used in different contexts and different situations. Hang sizing, which is used in small scale industries, in ball warp sizing or chain warp sizing, and most important and used on a large scale of production, that is tape or slasher sizing. It's also known as beam sizing machine. So here we have taken some brief introduction about the hang sizing, then ball warp sizing, and then tape or slasher sizing. And this we have taken in description or in detail, tape or slasher sizing. So first we have taken the passage of warp on slasher sizing machine, which is shown by arrows. The sequence is shown by arrows from back beams, which are mounted on creel at the back side of the machine, up to weaver's beam. The warp threads from different back beams, after sizing, drawing, and passing through different parts of headstock, finally wound onto the weaver's beam. And that we have shown in sequence form. And then we are having the diagram, line diagram, which is indicating the passage. Here the back beams, then carry rollers or guide rollers. Then it is size box, which is containing size paste in required proportion. And then here it is the immersion roller. Immersion roller decides the time provided to the warp sheet in the size paste. And that will finally decide the size pickup. Kitna size pickup hoga, that will depend on the setting of the immersion rollers. And then squeeze rollers, we squeeze out the extra amount. Then larger dryer cylinder, smaller dryer cylinder, then again guide rollers, lease rods or splitting rods, then expanding comb, eccentric roller, measuring roller, and finally on the weaver's beam with the help of pressure rollers. And then we were discussing parts of slasher sizing machine. So we will start from here again. Creel, it holds the required number of back beams obtained from warping machine. Warping machine से जो beam warping machine से जो हमें warpers beam मिल रहे हैं, उनको hold करने का काम करती है creel. So according to our requirement, we are mounting number of beams varying from 4 to 8, 10, 12. So depending on our requirement, we are arranging these back beams or mounting these back beams on the creel. Then guide roller guides the warp yarn sheet towards size box. Size box is containing immersion rollers and squeeze. Inside it is immersion roller, and at the top of this we have squeeze rollers. Immersion roller is performing the function of controlling the sizing for required time. And this by controlling the size, time of the sizing, we can control the size pickup by a warp sheet. And squeeze rollers are used, which squeezes the sized yarn and removes the excess amount of size, which is again collected into size box. Then drying arrangement. There are two cylinders for drawing the warp yarn sheet. One is larger dryer cylinder, another is smaller dryer cylinder. Due to larger diameter of larger dryer cylinder, there is maximum drawing, and then it comes on small diameter cylinder. Again, little bit drawing is taking place from different side of the fabric. If we are here, this face side of the one side is coming into contact with the larger diameter surface, then here larger cylinder surface, then another side will come in contact with the smaller diameter cylinder surface, and it will result in a complete drawing of the warp sheet from both sides. And after drawing, all the parts combinedly known as headstock. So this part is known as headstock, which is consisting of splitting rods, which splits the warp ends, because warp ends after sizing and even after drawing, they are stick with each other. So to separate them, we are using splitting rods. Expanding comb also set the size material sticked on this warp sheet and adjust the width. Then measuring cylinder is used to measure the length of the warp yarn sheet according to our requirement. And eccentric roller to remove the foreign or excess size particles by flapping action, which creates problem during further weaving operation. And then weaver's beam to wound the warp yarn sheet. And finally, this pressure roller is helping us to produce a compact package or a compact weaver's beam. So in this way, all these parts having their specific functions, or they are performing their specific functions. Here we have taken another type of sizing machine, which is based on multi-cylinder drawing system. So difference between the previous one and this one is, the major difference is, in the previous slasher sizing machine or tape sizing machine or two-cylinder sizing machine, we are using two cylinders, which are used for drawing. One is larger diameter, another is smaller diameter. Instead of two cylinders, here we are using multi-cylinders of equal diameter. So the difference here is warp threads are coming from back beams guided over guide roller, then under immersion roller in size box, then between squeeze rollers, that is same as previous, then on multi-cylinder drawing system. So here the difference is in drawing system only. Then it goes again through guide roller, lease rods, warp stop motion, eccentric roller, zigzag reed, or weaver's beam. So it is having little bit differences. Otherwise, more or less, it is same as the previous machine. And the diagram is shown here. You can see here the back beams are mounted on the creel, and then these are guided through these rollers, then immersion roller, then squeeze rollers. After squeeze rollers, we have multi-cylinders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cylinders are shown here, which are performing the function of drawing. And this section is known as drawing section. This section is known as sized section, sizing section. This is creel section, and this part is known as headstock. So we can divide the whole machine into 4 different sections. This is creel sections where back beams are mounted. This is sizing sections where the size paste, and we are impregnating the warp sheet into the size paste. And it is the drawing section where we are drawing the sized warp sheet. And then here it is a headstock, which is having multi parts, which are having their specific purposes or specific uses. And finally, it is wound onto the weaver's beam. So in this way, depending on the question, you can answer. Either it is asked two-cylinder sizing machine, then you have to explain the previous diagram. And if it is asked about multi-cylinder, then you can give this diagram and explain the functions of all the parts in the similar manner as we have done for two-cylinder slasher sizing machine. That's all about the sizing. If you have any question related with sizing, we can have 2-3 minutes for the question and answer. Otherwise, we will start a new topic today, the last process of weaving preparatory. Any question related with sizing? Okay. The last process of weaving preparatory, first we have started with winding, then warping, then sizing. The last process in the sequence of weaving preparatory machines is known as, the process is known as looming in. It is a process in which warp threads from a weaver's beam passes through drop pins, hilts, reed, and then gathered on loom. So it consists of following two processes. One is drawing in and another is tying in. So drawing in plus tying in combinedly known as looming. So after winding, warping, after warping, we are producing the weaver's beam. If it is sizing is required, then we are going through the sizing. Otherwise, if it is not required, we are passing the sizing. We are not going through the sizing and directly we are going for looming in process. And in looming in process, the first process which we are accomplishing is drawing in. And tying in is also an optional process like sizing, because it can be used or it can be applied only for some specific cases. It is having its particular advantage, but it cannot be done for every type of weaver's beam. It depends on a particular situation or particular requirement. Only then we are going for tying in process. But drawing in is a must process. So here we are mainly we are performing three basic functions: passing the warp threads to the drop pins. If it is closed type of drop pins we are using. If open type of drop pins we are using, then it is not done on the warp in this looming in. It is done directly on the loom. Then we are passing through the hilts, and then we are passing the warp threads to the reed. So this two is compulsory. We are passing the warp threads to the hilts, and we are passing the warp threads to the reed, dents of reed. And then we are mounting the weaver's beam along with the hilts and reed on the loom. And that is known as beam getting, or it is, we are using, this is gathered on the loom. That is known as beam getting. So this is definition of looming in. Here drawing in. We are separately defining drawing in as well as tying in. So drawing in can be defined as, it is the process in which ends from the weaver's beam passes through drop pins if closed type drop pins are there. Otherwise, if it is open type of drop pins, then we are directly mounting the drop pins on the loom. We are not passing the warp threads through the drop pins during drawing in process. This is only in case of closed type of drop pins. Then we are passing through hill, and one warp thread is passing through the hole between the drop pins, one drop pin. So एक drop pin के जो आई हैं, जो hole हैं, उसमें से हम एक warp thread को pass करते हैं. Means one warp thread is supporting one drop pin, and drop pin is the final part of warp stop motion. Then it is passing through hill frames according to draft. Draft is a scheme or pattern or an order which decides how the ends will be passed through the hill frames. Draft can be defined as an order in which warp threads are passing through hill frames. Means which warp is passing through which hill frame. कौन से warp को कौन सी hill frame से pass करना है, कौन से end को कौन सी hill frame से pass करना है. That order or that scheme or that pattern is known as draft. So generally, this draft is decided by designer and it is given on the loom card. So according to this loom card, the loom card is always coming with this beam. It is fixed on the beam. So from this loom card, you can know how what is the draft, and according to draft, we are passing the warp threads to the hill frames. So draft is an order which indicates how the ends are passing through the hill frames, or the order in which warp threads are passing through the hill frames is known as draft. So we are passing through hill frames according to draft, and then through the dents of reed according to denting plan. Denting plan can be again defined as an order which indicates how the ends are passing through the dents of reed. The order in which the ends are passing through the dents of reed, that is known as denting plan or denting order. So according to draft, we are passing through the hill frames, and according to denting plan, we are passing the warp threads through the dents of reed. And these are the two main functions of drawing in process. During drawing in, because from warping machine, we are getting a weaver's beam. Now this weaver's beam, it is containing thousands of warp threads or required number of warp threads in a parallel sheet formation. So one by one, every end is passing through hill frame and then passing through reed, so that we can woven the fabric, we can weave the fabric. For the weaving process, it is required that we have already taken different motions of loom, in which we have covered primary motions, secondary motions, and auxiliary motions. So you have seen in primary motions, setting is performed. Then after setting, picking. After picking, we are performing beating up. So for completion or for accomplishment of these all the functions or all the motions of loom, we require we have to pass through all the ends to the hill frames, and with the help of hill frames, we can get the required shade. And we are passing through the dents of reed so that we can get a particular density of the warp, and the weft can be beaten up with the help of reed. So for all these things, we have to pass the warp threads on the weaver's beam from hill frames and reed. And after passing through hill frames and reed, we are carrying this weaver's beam on some trolley along with hill frames and reed after passing through them. And then this whole assembly with the weaver's beam, hill frames, and reed are mounted on loom on their particular spaces, their specific spaces on the loom. जहाँ स्ले के ऊपर हम रीड को माउंट करते हैं, हिल फ्रेम्स की अपनी पोजीशन है लूम के ऊपर, वहां पे हम हिल फ्रेम्स को माउंट करते हैं, वीवर्स बीम को बैक एंड बॉटम में माउंट करते हैं, एंड देन जो फ्रंट पार्ट है थ्रेड्स का, वार्प थ्रेड्स का, जो कि रीड से निकला हुआ है, वहां पे हम उसको टाई करके रखते हैं. फिर उसको हम पुल करके, वीवर्स बीम को रोटेट करके, उसको पुल करके, उसको ले जाके टैकअप रोलर या क्लॉथ बीम जो है उसके ऊपर माउंट करते हैं, और उसको बोलते हैं बीम गेटिंग. सो ऑल दीज फंक्शंस आर डन ऑन द लूम. Before that, it is required that we have to pass the warp threads to the hill frames according to draft and through the dents of reed according to denting plan. And to accomplish this function, for that we are using drawing in process. It is done manually by two persons. One person is known as drawer and another is known as teacher. दो व्यक्ति मिलके इस पूरे फंक्शन इस काम को पूरा अंजाम देते हैं ड्राइंग इन को. So one person who is sitting in front of drawing in stand, that is known as drawer, and the person who is sitting behind the drawing in stand and in front of weaver's beam और drawing in उसके hill frames के बीच में जो space है वहाँ पे एक person होता है, उसको बोलते हैं reacher. इन दोनों के क्या function है, I will take it later on. Here in this diagram you can see main parts of drawing in process and the sequence of the parts of drawing in process. We are starting from here. It is weaver's beam. So parallel sheet of warp threads is shown here. They are passing through the drop pins. If it is closed type, drop pins are of two types that are shown here separately. This is closed type of drop pin. आप देख सकते हैं drop pin पूरा close है. And here these are open type of drop pins. यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे नीचे से पूरा ये open है. तो अगर open है तो आप warp threads loom पर ये पूरा beam getting होने के बाद भी आप यहाँ जाकर के drop pins को एक एक thread के ऊपर mount कर सकते हैं. That can be done on loom if it is open type. But if it is closed type, तो हम इसको loom पे नहीं रख सकते हैं, loom के ऊपर warp threads के ऊपर mount नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो हम क्या करते हैं, जब हम weavers beam से threads लेकर के hill frame से पास कर रहे हैं, उसके पहले ही हम एक वार्प थ्रेड को एक ड्रॉप पिन की इस आई में से पास कर देते हैं. तो क्लोज टाइप अगर ड्रॉप पिन है तो एट दैट दिस पासिंग द वार्प थ्रेड्स टू द ड्रॉप पिन्स इज डन ऑन द ड्राइंग इन ड्यूरिंग द ड्राइंग इन ऑपरेशन. इफ इट इज ओपन टाइप देन इट इज परफॉर्म्ड ऑन द लूम इटसेल्फ. फिर हम ड्राइंग इन में नहीं करते हैं इसको. तो ओपन टाइप को अगर आपने यहाँ पे किया तो जब लूम को आप लूम पर लेके जाएंगे इस व्यूवर्स पिन को, तो सारी ड्रॉप पिन्स वैसे ही पहले से ड्रॉप हो जाएगी. तो जब ओपन टाइप है तो हम लूम के ऊपर पूरा माउंट करने के बाद ही हम करते हैं, और क्लोज टाइप है तो हम यहाँ पे करते हैं. वी आर पासिंग one warp thread through one drop pin. One warp thread is supporting one drop pin, and then we are passing them through the hill frames according to draft. Which end has to be passed through which hill frame? कौन से end को कौन सी hill से pass करना है? That is given in draft. So draft से हमें मालूम पड़ेगा कौन सी hill से हमें pass करना है. उसके according हम hill frame से pass करेंगे. And after passing through the hill frames, then ends are passing through the dents of reed. So here hill frames are shown. Here reed is shown. Here reverse beam is shown. Here drop wires are shown. And these are the main parts of drawing in operation. Here, this diagram is showing a drawing in stand. It's front view. Front से आप drawing in stand को देखेंगे तो आपको इस तरह से दिखाई देगा. ये एक wooden drawing in stand होता है और इसमें different places हैं जहाँ पर अपन hill frame को और reed को mount करते हैं, and then with the help of drawer and reacher, they are performing the function of passing the warp threads to the hill frames and reed. It will be more clear in the side view. Here is the side view. So here we have shown the viewer's beam, and here guide rollers. This is drawing in stand. All these are parts of drawing in stand. All are made up of wooden. And then this viewer's beam is mounted here, and it is passing through the guide rollers. And then here we are inserting lease rods. After lease rods, here we are having hills, and in front of next to hill we have reed, which is not shown here. So in this way, this drawing in stand is manufactured. So here this side is known as drawer side, means drawer is sitting on a chair here in front of this drawing in stand, and the reacher is sitting here in between this viewer's beam and this stand. तो यहाँ पर reacher बैठेगा, यहाँ पर drawer बैठेगा, इसलिए हमने इसको drawer side बोला है, इसको हमने reacher side बोला है. Now how the function is performed on this? तो यहाँ पर क्या करते हैं, एक जो reacher है उसका जो function है वो एक वार्प थ्रेड को लेफ्ट साइड से हम वार्प शीट को स्टार्ट करते हैं, तो एक साइड से जो वार्प थ्रेड है, एक पहला जो एंड है उसको वो रीच करवाता है, किसको? ड्रॉवर क्या करता है, ड्रॉवर के हाथ में हुक्स होते हैं, तो ड्रॉवर उस हुक और उसके पास में ड्राफ्ट लिखा हुआ होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल ड्राफ्ट इज 1 2 3 4, वी आर हैविंग 4 हिल्स एंड ड्राफ्ट इज 1 2 3 4. इसका मतलब हुआ पहले एंड को पहले हिल से पास करना, दूसरे एंड को दूसरी हिल से पास करना, तीसरे एंड को तीसरी हिल से और चौथे एंड को चौथी हिल से पास करना है. तो ये जो रीचर है ये केवल एंड सेलेक्ट करेगा सीक्वेंस में, और जो ड्रॉवर है फर्स्ट हिल के फर्स्ट वायर की जो हिल्ड आई है उसमें से उस हुक को पास करेगा, और रीचर क्या करेगा, उस हुक में उस पर्टिकुलर एंड को कैच करवा देगा और वो हुक को वापस उससे निकालेगा, वापस पुल करेगा ड्रॉवर, तो उसके साथ में वो पर्टिकुलर वार्प थ्रेड उस पर्टिकुलर हिल फ्रेम के पर्टिकुलर हिल वायर की हिल्ड आई से पास हो जाएगा. एंड इन दैट वे one by one manually we are doing this process. It is a time consuming process, but time is required in this process. It is a manual process. तो हम one by one एक पहले एंड को लिया और जिस हिल से उसको पास करना है उसके हिल वायर से पास कर दिया, फिर सेकंड एंड को लिया अकॉर्डिंग टू ड्राफ्ट वो वहां से पास होना है उस हिल से हम पास करते हैं, फिर थर्ड एंड को जिस हिल से पास करना है, इससे हम सपोज 3000 एंड से तो वन बाय वन उसको कौन सी हिल से पास करना है अकॉर्डिंग टू ड्राफ्ट वी आर पासिंग, एंड दैट इज डन बाय ड्रॉवरिंग, और रीचर उसको हेल्प करता है उस थ्रेड को हुक तक पहुंचाने में. जब पूरा हिल फ्रेम से पास हो जाता है देन दे आर डूइंग द नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस पासिंग द एंड्स टू द डेंट्स ऑफ रीड अकॉर्डिंग टू डेंटिंग प्लान. वो भी ऐसे ही करेगा, रीचर उसको होल्ड करवाएगा एंड ड्रॉवर जो है वो रीड के जो डेंट्स उसमें से हुक को इंसर्ट करेगा, ड्रॉवर उस हुक के अंदर थ्रेड्स को कैच करवा देगा एंड देन ही विल पुल, जो ड्रॉवर है वो उसको पुल करेगा, तो वो जो थ्रेड्स हैं पर्टिकुलर डेंट से पास हो जाएंगे. सपोज 2 एंड्स पर डेंट है तो दो एंड्स को वो हुक में एक पहले डेंट में से जैसे ही वो हुक को पास करेगा तो उसके अंदर वो 2 एंड को कैच करवाएगा और वो दोनों एंड उस पर्टिकुलर डेंट से पास हो जाएंगे. 3 का है तो वो 3 एंड्स कैच फर्स्ट 3 एंड्स को कैच करवाएगा और वो उसको पास कर देगा. इन दैट वे वी आर परफॉर्मिंग one by one we are passing the ends according to our denting order one by one through the dents of reed throughout the width of the reed. In this way we are performing these two functions, passing of warp threads through the heel frames and then through the reed. Or if it is closed type, then also we are passing through the drop pins. And all these functions are performed during drawing in on this drawing in stent. So I think it is clear. The first process of looming in, that is known as drawing. The second process of looming in, that is known as tying in. It is the process in which the ends of used warp sheet are tied with the ends of new warp sheet. यहाँ पर हम दो बीम ले रहे हैं. एक बीम ऑलरेडी जो लूम पे एग्जॉस्ट हो चुका है, पहले हमने लूम पे वीवर्स बीम माउंट किया और वो फैब्रिक में कन्वर्ट हो गया है और पूरा यूज हो चुका है, एंड हो चुका है, वो वीवर्स बीम पूरा एग्जॉस्ट हो चुका है. उस वीवर्स बीम के जो थ्रेड्स पीछे की तरफ जो उसका टेल पार्ट बच रहा है, बाकी फैब्रिक में कन्वर्ट हो गया, लेकिन कुछ पार्ट टेल पार्ट जो बच रहा है, जो कि एक तरह से वेस्टेज होता है, वो अगर टेल पार्ट को हम होल्ड करके रखते हैं और जो नया बीम आया है उसका जो फ्रंट पार्ट है, फ्रंट, वो सारे एंड्स को हम उसको अनवाइंड करके लेकर के आते हैं. और जो 1 बाय 1 हम क्या करते हैं, फर्स्ट एंड को फर्स्ट एंड से टाई कर देते हैं, यानी कि नोट लगा देते हैं. वी आर यूजिंग नोटिंग मशीन. तो इन सब थ्रेड्स को पैरेलल लाने के बाद नोटिंग मशीन के अंदर, नोटिंग मशीन कुछ ही मिनट्स के अंदर एक साइड से दूसरी साइड की तरफ मूव करते हुए 1 बाय 1 एक एंड टू एंड, एक एंड एग्जॉस्टेड बीम का और एक एंड नए बीम का लेकर के उसको नोट कर देगा, फिर नेक्स्ट को नोट कर देगा, फिर नेक्स्ट को नोट कर देगा. इस तरह से सारे जो एंड्स हैं फर्स्ट बीम के, वो नए बीम, एग्जॉस्टेड बीम के जो एंड्स है वो नए बीम से जोड़ दिए जाएंगे, टाई कर दिए जाएंगे. और जब वो टाई हो जाएंगे, देन वी विल मूव द क्लॉथ रोलर. तो क्लॉथ रोलर को हम मूव करेंगे तो ये पूरा का पूरा जो वार्प शीट है आगे की तरफ बढ़ेगा. तो जो नए बीम के थ्रेड्स हैं वो ऑटोमेटिकली ड्रॉप पिन से, हिल फ्रेम से और डेंट्स ऑफ रीड से पास हो जाएंगे. और ये पूरा जो ड्राइंग इन प्रोसेस है ये हमें यूज नहीं करना पड़ेगा नए बीम के लिए. ड्राइंग का पूरा प्रोसेस हम वहां पे रोक हटा सकते हैं, उसको हम यूज नहीं करेंगे. इन दैट वे वी कैन सेव टाइम, एंड इफ यू आर सेविंग द टाइम, इट मीन्स वी आर इंक्रीजिंग द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट, मीन्स प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट. बट फॉर दैट, for tying in, where we can use tying in, we have some requirements. The basic requirement for this process is हम कहाँ इस process को apply कर सकते हैं. For that there are some certain requirements. One is number of ends of exhausted beam must be equal to new beam. क्योंकि हम एक एक एंड को टाई कर रहे हैं, तो अगर एक बीम में 3000 थ्रेड्स और एक बीम में सपोज 2900 थ्रेड्स हैं, तो हम उनको टाई नहीं कर सकते हैं. एग्जैक्टली उसमें भी 3000 थ्रेड्स हैं और इसमें भी 3000 थ्रेड्स हैं, तभी हम उसको टाइंग इन कर सकते हैं. एंड नंबर ऑफ हिल्स, ड्राफ्टिंग ऑर्डर जो है वो, डेंटिंग प्लान जो है वो दोनों बीम का सेम होना चाहिए. अगर दोनों का सेम नहीं हुआ तो दोनों में अलग एक तरह का ड्राफ्ट आ जाएगा जो कि हमें रिक्वायर्ड नहीं होगा. अगर दोनों के ड्राफ्ट डिफरेंट चाहिए तो हम टाइंग इन प्रोसेस को यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं. नंबर ऑफ हिल्स, ड्राफ्ट, डेंटिंग प्लान एंड नंबर ऑफ एंड्स ऑफ एग्जॉस्टेड बीम एंड शुड बी इक्वल टू न्यू बीम. अगर ये सारी कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो रही हैं तभी हम टाइंग इन प्रोसेस यूज कर सकते हैं. और अगर टाइंग इन प्रोसेस यूज करते हैं तो हम ड्राइंग इन को अवॉइड करके ड्राइंग का जो टाइम कंजप्शन है उसको हम सेव कर सकते हैं. एंड दैट इज द मेन पर्पस ऑफ टाइंग इन. बट लिमिटेशन इज इट कैन बी यूज्ड ओनली फॉर इन स्पेसिफिक कंडीशंस. और ये जनरली कहाँ अप्लाई होता है, जैसे 5000 मीटर कोई फैब्रिक बनाना है किसी इंडस्ट्री को और उन्होंने 1000 के 5 बीम बना दिए हैं, क्योंकि 5000 का एक बड़ा बीम नहीं बन पाएगा, तो 1000 या 2000 का एक, 2000 का एक, 1000 का एक, सब बीम बना लिए हैं. तो जैसे ही एक बीम एग्जॉस्ट होगा, दूसरे बीम को पीछे माउंट किया, टाइंग इन किया ताकि ड्राइंग इन की जरूरत नहीं पड़े, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस द फैब्रिक. इन दैट केस वी आर यूजिंग टाइंग इन प्रोसेस. Here we have shown the sequence of tying in process. We are starting from here. This is weaver's beam, back rest. Here we are using the knotting machine. Here you can see lees rods, drop pins, tail shafts, reed are shown, and this is tack-up roller and cloth beam is shown here. This is front part of the loom. This is back part of the loom. ये जो exhausted beam है इसका जो टेल पार्ट है वो हमने यहाँ पे रखा हुआ है। दिस इज टेल पार्ट ऑफ द एग्जॉस्टेड बीम। हर थ्रेड का टेल पार्ट हमने यहाँ रखा हुआ है जो पैरेलल शीट फॉर्मेशन में है, और यहाँ से भी जो एंड्स आ रहे हैं जो पैरेलल शीट फॉर्मेशन में है, उसका जो फ्रंट एंड है, फ्रंट पार्ट है, वो हम यहाँ लेकर के आते हैं नोटिंग मशीन के अंदर। और ये इस एग्जाम्पल में दिखा है, दिस इज फर्स्ट एंड ऑफ एग्जॉस्टेड बीम एंड दिस इज फर्स्ट एंड ऑफ न्यू बीम, और इन दोनों को हम यहाँ पे नोट कर देंगे। सिमिलरली सेकंड एंड will be tied with second end of this. Second end of this third end of exhausted beam will be tied with the third end of this beam. So in this way, we are applying this tying in operation, and by applying the timing operation, we can save the time of drawing in, and that way we can improve the efficiency of the machine, as well as we can reduce the time of overall operation, and that will enhance the production of the machine and reduction of the cost of the fabric. Students, this is all about looming in process. If you have any question, you can ask. So this, in this way, we have completed all the processes involved in weaving preparatory, their objects, their functions of important parts, working of important parts, along with the passage of the material on that machine. Winding, then warping, sizing, and then looming in, which is consisting of drawing in and tying in. And this is completion of first unit. So far we have completed 2 units, first unit and second unit. If you do not have any question, then we can end the class.